All right. What is going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I way too loud? Am I not loud enough? What is going on? All right. Let's see here. Oh. What is going on? Sound check is good. Awesome. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Are you getting that meatloaf?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully everybody's having a good evening tonight. I am recovering with my toe here. I don't know if you saw my Instagram post. Where's my phone? I just had. Oh, it's right here. Had a bit of a problem with my old toe. I was walking out of a house and I ended up going down the driveway. It was wet and I was in flip-flops because, I think it's Florida here or something. And basically, thank you. Basically, it was a bad time. I slipped and caught myself with my toes. It's kind of graphic, but basically I caught myself with my toes like folded back. And I was like, oh, this is not good. So it was not cool. And I could barely stand up after that for a bit. And it, for whatever reason, it didn't really swell up then, but it just swelled up today. And so we are looking at some serious pain going on. Pretty sure I sprained it at least. You can feel the pain going all the way up the tendon or whatever. Hold on one second. Oh, my word. My mom sent us home with some meatloaf, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm getting roasted in the comments. So there's that. Basically, my big toe, which you really don't want to see it. It didn't look pretty before. But basically, it's swelled up. It's black and blue. The whole thing looks just uglier. So very exciting on that. Taking bites like that, you need a bigger spoon. Oh man, let's go through here. Brian, what is going on? The Cardinals and Cubbies are on, so you stay on the laptop. Have a good show, Chad. Hey, appreciate it, Brian. I'm grateful to be on any screen, so enjoy the game, man. Chris James, what's going on? Kenneth, Herb, always here for good entertainment. Well, it gets wild sometimes. We start talking about food and things get kind of crazy. So, yeah. The cycling trucker, what's going on? Chris James, Herb, and talk of food. Soundtrack, what's going on? Frankie B, what's going on? Glad to have you. Johnny King, what's going on? Howdy doody Rudy. Wow, yes, sir. That's why you don't wear flip-flops. Yeah, well, just, put me down, shoot me down. I enjoy the flip-flops. It is a relaxing thing for me. That's just where I'm at. It's a vacation. It's a staycation for me. when I get to wear flip flops. So, Holland Paws RV Transport. Men don't wear flip flops. I am not a man. Evidently. Oh man. Meatloaf looks good. Hey, no kitty games here. Some what is it? Spaghetti squash, or not spaghetti squash? Some type of squash. Feet are ugly. No one needs to see that. See that? Everyone might start thinking, "I'll cook for you because your mom cooks and send us home with food." Yeah, my mom just says, "Oh, by the way, thanks for letting us have the dogs for the evening." She likes watching our dogs, and so when we go to church, and then we just pick them up and go home, and so she just randomly sends us with food. So okay, here we go. Tonight was meatloaf. So it works. Johnny King, we won't think that, Mrs. Kara. Yeah. Michael, hey, I just shared with Wave, made 5 loads. Love it. Don't wear flip flops. Yeah, I'm getting shot down here. Brian, need your advice. I baked a yellow cake with chocolate frosting today. Oh my word. That or a butterscotch dilly bar during the chat. I mean, is there such a thing as both? I'm just saying. Hard to say no to both. But honestly, late at night, I'm a dilly bar kind of guy. I'm just saying. Have some ice cream. That's the deal for me. If I had to choose between the two. Johnny, keep getting unwanted vacations because of part shortages. Yeah, definitely a thing going on. If you saw again on my Instagram, I posted kind of a sneak preview of what's to come for a big video that I've got planned here, or I've already recorded it now. But so it has to do with something very critical for us as RV transport drivers, and what that all means for us in ways maybe you wouldn't, ways you might not think about. So pretty excited for that video to go live. As of right now, there's one in front of it. So not this next upcoming video, but one in front of it that they just have to be edited, which I don't do anymore. I've got a guy to help me with that. So yeah, be looking for that. It may be a complete flop. I hope not, because it is so important. But we shall see. Johnny King, Mrs. Kara, I have a cake recipe that is like no other. If you want it, Daniel will fall out for afterwards. Oh yeah, please, Kara, please get that going here. Oh man, Holland Paws. I need to change my name since I'm not going to be able to transport for a long time. Oh man. No orientation for any of the companies until the end of July. Yeah, kind of doing a hiring freeze. That's news to me. Maybe I should make a video on that, just talking through maybe why that's the case. For the longest time, this is since the beginning of the year. Companies were probably thinking, hey, we've got to be hiring like a madman because we think at some point things are going to pick up. And at a certain point, they're finally seeing, oh, this part shortage, this industry-wide, issues, problems we got going on. this isn't going away. And now we've got enough drivers, probably. Most companies probably have enough drivers now. They're not as concerned, evidently, if people are saying, because there's always going to be a certain amount of turnover, people who are getting out of the industry altogether, people who are retiring, people who total the trucks and haven't taken care of things. I mean, just a load of different reasons why, some legitimate, some maybe poor planning and poor issues with running their business. But they're expecting from now until the end of July, I assume they know they have, each company has an expectation of how many drivers they will lose. And so evidently they're, with how many drivers they've hired all the way up till now, evidently they're seemingly not that concerned for the next month or so. That even if they lose their normal amount of drivers for whatever company, that it's going to be fine. They're going to still have more than enough drivers to handle if there was a big influx of trailers and loads popping up on the board, that they'll be fine. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. We shall see. See here. Oh, I think I'm missing something here. Frankie B, you guys can go to church in the U.S. Good to hear. In Canada, we are locked up here. No church. Yeah, Frankie B, I could spend a couple hours talking about this. That's not necessarily what this live stream is about. But for the government to tell me that I can't gather together with other believers and to worship God together and to learn and to grow and to serve people, but yet we can go to sports events, we can go to all sorts of government-run events, local or bigger. No. You're not going to stop me, especially after, oh man, we're going to get into it, but no. The threat of everything that's going on in the US and around the world with viruses, you can only scare people for so long until they see the truth and see how not deadly it is. After people manipulate and lie and change things and try to keep people in fear, living in fear. So, nope, not for me. We're good. If I was there, I would still be meeting. I don't know if anybody else has the guts to meet, but I'd be meeting with somebody if possible. So, governments can think what they want and try to do what they want, but there's plenty of pastors, churches in this country, in the U.S., who have been meeting and they've been taxed and fined and threatened to go to jail and all sorts of craziness. And I'm right there with them. It's complete baloney at this point. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. We'll be going to church here. So, let's see. Craig, Synergy called me back and said it would be the end of July. Yep. Before they take me on. So I'm going to get the orientation out of the way and then be ready to go after the shutdown. Oh man, Craig, sorry to hear that, man. That's going to take long to be after the fact. Huh? The meatloaf was good. The meatloaf was good. I'm sweating in here, but the meatloaf was good. Yeah, I need to turn on the AC. Hopefully it does not get too loud for you guys. Bingo. Hopefully that is not going to be too loud for you guys. Can you take my bowl? You don't have to. I'll take it downstairs. But yeah, Craig, hopefully it's a quick orientation and you can get right onto the road. And hopefully there's enough loads at that point where we see an uptick with parts and all those kind of crazy things. Johnny King have figured out. We'll send it through Daniel's email thing. Okay, yeah, Johnny King. Yes, sir. Sounds good. I will. I'll then forward that to her for her to get it. 390 Steve, what's going on? In your 5 years with Synergy, have you ever seen only one load available on the load board in June? By the way, I like the way you said that. You obviously have very thoughtful about how you worded that because there's other months where, of course, January, middle of July, under normal circumstances, maybe it's really rough because that's when they're shutting down things for the retooling and all that. But in June, I've never seen it. This is not natural. This is not normal. It's never been this way. I'm out of my element. This is outside of the rational whatever. There's always ups and downs in this industry. It's consistently inconsistent with how things work, and so in a way it's consistent because I know it's going to be really crazy and super busy, or it's going to be maybe on the lower side, whatever that looks like for that season of the year. But in June, the way you asked that question, this is brand new territory. I've never seen, to my knowledge, if I would have, it would be in the middle of June, which is exactly where we're at. But honestly, there's still, under normal circumstances, there'd still normally be quite a hefty load on the load board, where I could probably still even pick and choose where I want to go. I don't have to go. I'm not stuck with going. I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. Still got pretty good options for myself. So, very good question there. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, appreciate it. Chris James with parts shortages. It's getting scary. Yeah, Chris James. It's definitely a part of the squeeze. I've talked about that before. With fuel prices going up and that squeezing people out, with companies hiring a ridiculous amount of people, there's a squeezing out of probably some newer drivers, some people who aren't it's not normal. The question is, do you do you have money saved back? Do you have other side gigs? Do you have other things you can do in the meantime to kind of wait it out for the shortage in some of these trying times? So definitely understand that. For myself, I'm not necessarily, well, I'll say this. I have other streams of income. I'm able to do what I need to do when I need to do it. So automatically for me, I'm not nervous about it. I'm not scared about it. It is a little unnerving. Okay, well, this is completely different than the last 5 years, like we just got done talking about. This is really different. I don't know what the future holds. What does the rest of the year look like if every year at this time we should be blasting off in outer space, and then in the middle of June we dip a bit because of everything they're doing, and then we come back seemingly still roaring. It just, the amount of loads and things kind of change throughout the year, at least at Synergy, with where the loads are more than not. Things that are more rare in summer become more regular in winter, kind of a thing. So that kind of a thing. But yeah, I definitely understand why and how someone could be very scared, and especially if this is your only stream of income, it can be downright, nerve-wracking here. So hopefully things pick up. For whatever it's worth, I'm not taking as many. I'm not, spamming the refresh button on my phone, wondering, can I get a load? Can I get a load? Can I get a load? Yes, right now it's still my primary source of income. But because of everything else is slowly creeping up, it's over 51% for myself. But I don't have to absolutely go out on the road every single week and do everything all the time. So I don't know if it helps, but I'm contributing by not grabbing every single possible load I can. I guess leaving that up to other people as I'm trying to build my own business here at home with my dumpster business. So that's kind of where I'm at. Oh dear, we just bumped up a million things here. Sucks because I have my DOT vehicle inspection tomorrow and I was ready for orientation. Glad I didn't sign on. Yeah, Holland Pause, definitely with you on that. Good hesitation on that. I would wait until the day that your company requires you to absolutely have insurance. I would not preemptively get the insurance. I waited till, for my case, it was a little different. I turned 23 on January 31st. My first day of orientation was February 1. My second day of orientation where I was able to go out and take a load was February 2nd. I believe it was February 2nd that I had my insurance. So smart move on the old insurance, waiting it out. Definitely with you. Johnny, Steve, we had 175 go on the board Friday and gone before 410. Woo! Wow. That's a quick 175. Todd, I have a friend who works for a different company than Synergy, and if they are not in Goshen, they don't get a load. Is Synergy that way, Daniel? No, as far as I've heard, there's no emails going on like that. Essentially, what's going on is if you call, you can call and get a load. If the load actually hit the load board before somebody came in at 8 a.m. exactly and says, give me anything you got, or they're just waiting there, just setting their watch to it, hey, I'll take anything you got. So with Synergy, if it hits the load board, you call and it's still there, you have one full day. You've got 24 hours to show up. That's always been their policy. That has not changed. You could probably get away with it being a little bit more than 24 hours normally. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that kind of a thing. But especially right now, Synergy knows, and I would assume most companies know, time is of the essence right now. And some people might not, whether they're mismanaging their money or whatever the case may be, hard to exactly plan for a pandemic, essentially, is what has happened, and all the issues that have come about it. It's hard to exactly plan around that, but right now, more than ever, if you are a minute past 24 hours, I bet you're probably going to lose your load. That's just kind of where I'm at. So you better get there. You better get to Goshen, to Elkhart, wherever, within 24 hours, kind of a thing. That's just my thought. Get a load. Johnny, people with multiple trucks do get loads, though. Yeah, different companies, different trucks are leased on, if that's what you're saying, Johnny, different trucks leased on to different companies, and you're able to snag, loads from this company or that company. I can see that. Yeah, for sure. Craig, what's going on? Sorry I'm late. Just finished hauling 4 campers today. Whoa, nice, man. That is the deal. Very good, very good. Working on a Sunday. Ridiculous. You are right on hiring. Most companies have this to a science, not just RV delivery. I'm with you. It just, people know, they know. And the thing is, the longer they're in business, the more they're able to see, when every January we lose this average amount of drivers. Every February, they've got it every month, unless they don't know what they're doing. They've probably got it every single month, probably down to the week. They can probably have a good guess and be able to throw it out there what exactly is going on how many people are coming on, how many do they need to be able to maintain a certain average of drivers, because they know they got turnover. So yeah. And Synergy said I would have to resubmit the application all over again at the end of July, probably because the application is void after 30 days or something like that. Yeah, Holland pause. That's unfortunate. I guess have it filled out preemptively and just be ready to roll as soon as possible. I feel bad. It's unfortunate they're not willing to keep rolling drivers in, but I also get it. So man. It's called historical loss rates. Bingo, booyah. That's it. There we go. Okay, I would imagine RV companies do this based off mileage milestones. Okay. The companies know, as an example, at 1,000 miles, they lose X percent. At 5,000 miles, Y percent. Huh. Very interesting. Never thought about it that way. I would just assume, time. But time with miles is probably, some people drive a lot more miles in a shorter amount of time than others. So but that's very interesting. Any company out there who's not doing that is probably like pulling their hair out, scared to death, because they don't know how we've got drivers right now, but is it going to be enough? We don't know. How many units are we actually able to actually deliver in this month, that month, and go through and compare all these things, drivers to loads, and what the expectation will be for the next month. So very interesting. Appreciate you sharing that, man. Craig, they told me the same thing. Okay, Craig to Craig. All right. Where are we at? 4, 2, or 3 have gathered together in my name. I am there in their midst. Yep, Matthew 18:20. Gotcha, man. Yep, I'm with you on that. Kenneth, this is great news. After I've spent 6 months and thousands of dollars to get a CDLA license, George is going to finish me off. Kenneth, oh man. Oh man. I don't know what to say. That is just super unfortunate. And the thing is, you've invested in yourself. You've invested in the best, potential for success. Getting that CDLA, you're going to be making more money than I do per mile, for sure. So I hate to see that. Hopefully you can hang it out and do what you can in the meantime. Find some other jobs maybe until there's more stability. You're able to actually get going. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. Kenneth, there are things that can be done. Just got to know where to look. Yeah, Johnny, I guess I will go back to plan B and get into hot shotting. Yeah, temporarily if you needed to do that, or maybe you actually enjoy that better than doing the RV transport. If you can get hired on with somebody and just make it happen, make it roll. A lot of people talk about, oh, well, I've tried to find work and now I can't find it, and there's just there's no work out there. I can't find a place, and I'm just thinking, man. Actually, earlier, just right before this video, I got off the phone with a mentor that I'm working with that is teaching me how, working with me, keeping me accountable to learn and to grow on my dumpster business. I need help. I need accountability. I need just a lot of these little small things to help piece together and to have the right mindset to be able to launch into this new business. And, I give myself so many excuses of, well, you tried your best. Well, Daniel, you talked to like one person today, and not everybody looked at you and smiled. You need to be out there putting business cards in their face all over the place, whether they're just in the store, anywhere. Like, what are you doing? You did not, look out and actually make an attempt and find jobs. try to do these things. So I know I'm definitely guilty of that. I don't know about anybody else, but I've got to cut the excuses out, and for sure, finding a hotshot job, a temporary one or whatever. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure they're. Man, it's cooking me in here. I'm sure there's somebody out there who can work with your situation. It's just a matter of doing enough research and hunting and finding. There's got to be somebody out there to make it happen for you. So, Kenneth, that would be my encouragement to you. I'm working on it too. I'm just trying to man, I've got to be able to make these connections. I've got to. If people don't, the only way people are going to know my new business exists is if I'm in front of their face, and it's pretty hard to look through me here. So yeah, doing what you can in the meantime, man. Plan B, and roll with the punches until you can get back to maybe what you want to do, RV transport, a little lower key than hot shotting. So definitely with you on there, man. I'm sure there's a better way of saying that, or the proper way of saying that. T-Weight. We started in February, really trying to stay positive. Hopefully it will pick up. Glad we bought a used truck. Yes, definitely with you on that. Man, there's just, as I was talking about, the squeeze. I mean, it's tough when you're new and you're like, dude, I just got into this industry, and I have no work. Like, I'm here to work. I'm invested. I'm all in, man. Like, I'm doing everything I can, and yet there's no loads. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to pay my bills with that? So I definitely understand that. It's tough right now. It's tough with looking at empty load boards, or one load board says they've got a whole bunch right now, and then it's gone. And the thing is, what makes it a little bit worse, or I'll say this, a little bit more chaotic, is where people say, oh, well, I hear so and so has loads, so then they quit. They jump on to that company over there, who at that time, at this point, it's a week later, or maybe 2 weeks, or who knows how long. And by the time they actually get hired on, that company's in the same position. It was just their time of the whatever for them to not be able to actually get a load, have loads on the other company's load board. So I think that makes it much more challenging. People jumping ship to go to the next, the next life raft or something available, and without waiting, and things just, you might have missed a couple loads at your old company by then. Who knows? Man. Thor Industry said they are 14 billion behind. Tim, I'm going to be making a video about that. I saw that article. 1 year behind on new orders. That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's just one of them. 14 billion with a B, capital B. That is insane. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of trailers for real. That's wild. That is insane. Brian, can go to plan B, C, and D. Any job is better than sitting and watching the meter run on your bills. Brian, you're nailing it right there. Absolutely. Originally when COVID hit and everything happened, no loads, very few. There might be one or here, boom, boom, boom. Nothing's refreshing. Grubhub, DoorDash, Roadie. My buddy Sean hooked me up with iViewIt. Literally just little nothing jobs. But it adds up over time. It's better than sitting at home doing nothing. If you've got another vehicle that's not a diesel truck that gets a little bit better, gas mileage, whatever, do what you can. I'm still doing Grubhub and DoorDash. Whenever it's convenient for me, I just go do it. Oh, I've got an hour and a half to spare. I'll just go make some money. Boom. I'll make $30, $40, whatever it is. Do what you can do, man. I definitely with it. Post ads on Craigslist. Hey, do you need anything moved? Do you need a load of mulch or something in my truck bed, or who knows what it may be? There's just that hustle, that working hard to find a way. There's stuff out there. It just depends on how depending on your setup, how bad you want it. What are you willing to do? So definitely with you, Brian. There's money to still be made. Maybe not in this industry at the moment, but we need to start producing these parts in the U.S. instead of relying on China. I'm with you there. Yeah, Brian, I'm retired, but have a $1,100 monthly truck. Woo, yeah, $1,100. That's the real deal right there. Kenneth, go to Topo's page and Hotshot. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier when he said that. Finding a Hotshot setup to be able to get hired on there, maybe temporarily. Post your situation. I think you can even post as a driver. Post your situation that you're in. Maybe that's exactly. Maybe they only need a temporary driver. Maybe it'll work. Synergy talked a big talk during the recruitment process, talking about loads, and there were no problems. And I invested thousands over the last couple of weeks to get told hiring freeze is on. Yeah, Holland pause. It's just I don't think any of these companies are out to throw brand new drivers under the bus to doing these things. Maybe they don't always care exactly, and they're not as super serious about protecting drivers, across the board. That's up for us to protect ourselves and to watch out for things. But it's just been the perfect storm. I mean, just all these things going on. This whole last year and some change, we've had manufacturers literally on fire. We've had workforce issues in the manufacturers with people with COVID, then shutting down some of the plants, and then actual part shortages. I mean, literally everything. And so there's been no rhyme or reason. It's just been one thing after another. And evidently it's so bad at the moment, or it's in the process of another dip or something, that it's that difficult to actually get things rolling. So supply chains are what they are. I mean, it's when you stop the supply chain or you delay it, periodically and have these issues. Of course, we're going to run into these times where there's nothing to get, and it's so unfortunate. More so for newer drivers like yourself. So again, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish that was not the case. We're all honestly, I would be curious to see what some of the owners of these companies, these transport companies, actually have to say. Are they just as blindsided as we are as drivers? Do they have any indication? How much warning did they have, if at all? Kenneth called Pinnacle RV. They need Class A drivers only. Okay, I was told, and they have loads again. I was told. Okay, gotcha, Tim Davis. Appreciate that for letting Kenneth know. Go to U-Ship and pull RVs. Yeah, if you're going to do the U-Ship, you probably want to make sure you got your own authority, though, and you're legal. Otherwise, insurance-wise, you're going to be toast. Is my understanding. I've been following Topo for a year now, but I can't do non-CDL because I own an F450. Oh, gotcha. Pastor Anthony, what's going on, sir? Glad to have you here. Last week I was hoping to be able to get together with him in person and probably do some videos together and hang out with him for breakfast. Had to cut it short and actually run home pretty quick. But wish we would have been able to get together. At some point, we're going to get together again, man. Also details for a RV transport, get together. They are coming soon. So be looking out for that video talking about that, and other YouTubers who are going to be there, and we will be able to have some food, have some good, have a good time. So more info on that in the future. My 19-year-old son made $75 on DoorDash today. He finished the day at his regular job. Put in a full day and then nailing $75 afterwards. I mean, just that's beautiful. For real. My brother, he lives down in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's times where he can nail a $300 plus day delivering food around town. He's got a car that's got great gas mileage, and he just goes whenever he wants, and he kills it. So there's money to be made. I gotta tell you, we're pulling these trucks and these trailers around, and lots of maintenance, lots of issues, lots of hoops we gotta jump through. But my bro, he's just sitting there, just making it happen. He's working hard. He's not sitting at home doing nothing all day, but he's out there hustling hard. So it can be done if you need to fill in the gap. I'm serious. Of the 34 people in here, 33 people, if you would like to go back to my old previous video talking about, I guess over a year ago now, talking about how much money I made my first however many days, 10 days or whatever it was. I've got a referral code in there. If you want to put me down, I think we both get money if you want to drive for these food places. But I would love to be a help if I can be. If anybody seriously needs to make some side money doing these food stuff, I would love to be a help. Let me know. Anything I can do, seriously. So it seriously can't help, and you get paid like every week. So it's not waiting at the end of the month or something crazy like that. So yeah. Pastor Anthony heading to Chatworth, Georgia. Very good, very good. Chris, howdy, Pastor Anthony. I was wondering if you was going to pop in. Yeah, he's popping in, all right. Glad to have you guys here. I saw this coming from way back in December. Yeah, Kenneth. There's not just I would say pandemic, a big issue that happens, and then everything goes back to normal immediately. That's not how the economy works. That's not how anything works. I mean, there's going to be delays. There's going to be ripple effects. It's almost like like a landslide or what is this? I can't even think of the word. Not a tornado, an earthquake. Like there's always what are they called? Like tremors after the initial boom, craziness. There's always after effects afterward. And it's true in nature. It's true in the economy. It's true in real life for us. There's going to be hiccups down the road because of that initial stupidity stuff going on. It just is. Aftershock. Boom. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hold on, pause. Aftershocks afterward. I mean, it's going to happen. And this is going to be a part of the process. The supply chain, the supply line, the logistics, all the maybe new regulations and, in my opinion, ridiculous things to set in place to protect us from something that is just as bad as the flu or whatever. I think it's crazy, and we're gonna have to pay the price for a lot of ridiculous people who are in charge. So, Chris, let's see. It's only going to get worse. I'm afraid. Keep hearing that there is going to be a reset that happens here soon. Chris, I agree with you. There's going to be some big things going on in this country, in this world. So, you were hooking up there. Gotcha. Tim Freeman, what's going on? Hello, Daniel and everyone. Glad to have you here, sir. Appreciate you. We were just hanging out here, got out of church, went to Mom's house to grab the dogs. She enjoys watching the dogs. And we got some meatloaf, we got some squash, and some other goodies. So we were just hanging out here. I've got my little Bubba thermos thing here. I got it filled with some pink lemonade. Woo! It's beautiful. There's not very many drinks that I don't like. I don't. Just regular tea. I don't like. I've got to have it so slam packed with sugar that I don't even realize it's tea. There is, pretty much any type of juice type of thing I really like. Let's see here. Prius repellent. The world just needs more Jesus. Simple. You nailed it. Absolutely. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But I think this world and this life, we have time on this earth, and then we have to give an account for our lives. And I'm a Christian. I believe that Christ died on the cross to pay for my sins. That I'm guilty of sin. My sin separates me from God. It's not Him separating Himself from me. I've done it to myself. I'm a sinner. I'm guilty. And so He sent His Son Christ to die on the cross to pay for my sins. And it's a free gift that I get to accept. That's out of grace. And so I've chosen to accept that gift. And, for myself, I see this world just kind of crumbling and everything in this life just seemingly falling apart more and more and more. And I just see my need for Christ in my day and my walk every day of my life. I need Him more and more in my life. And so I have a home and a future in heaven with Him. I'm trusting in what He's done on the cross for me, that I can be made right with God through a relationship with Christ. And so that's my hope and prayer for everybody in this chat, everybody in the world. I care about everybody. And there's just, you nailed it. The world needs more Jesus. And we need Him more than we realize. And He can change lives. He's changed my life. So appreciate you sharing that, man. Where are the dogs? Oh my word! The dogs, they are downstairs with my wife Kara. They're not hiding anywhere, I don't think. Maybe they're underneath the bed. One of them might be underneath the bed, but they're probably downstairs. So you like a little bit of tea with your sugar? Just barely. Oh yeah, this is tea. Oh man. Let's see. You are not but 2 counties away from me. Oh, nice. You guys are just right nearby in West Virginia. There's a few states away. Oh. Oh, man. I got you. Oh, man. See, I preached this morning from Daniel 5. That it was the writing is on the wall. Sorry about that. We got people at the front door. Or my wife at the front door. Somebody's at the front door. Oh, man. In our Bible study, we've been going through at church on Thursday nights. We've been going through Daniel, and we just finished chapter 11. I think there's 12 total, I think. But that was several weeks ago. We went through Daniel 5 as well. Along the same lines, the Lord helps those who help themselves. Couple. Oh, where are the ducks? Back to you, Brian, real quick. it's I'm sure it's a pretty well known story or whatever, but I'm going to butcher it. Basically, the idea of God sends multiple people your way to help you get through this trial or whatever this is, and the person says, no, I'm waiting for God to help me, and eventually it goes south, and the person just continues to do nothing, and doesn't have any willingness to do anything outside of the box. They just assume God's just going to hand them the lifeline on a silver platter, and the Lord helps those who helps themselves. God gave us a brain, and we're supposed to use it. And if we're sitting here making no money, if we're sitting here in trouble, whatever it is, we need to start asking questions. We need to start putting action to our thoughts, our words, and to make things go forward. And I feel like a lot of times we are so slow to action, slow to actually doing the thing that we actually need to do. And I feel like God's just saying, what are you doing? Like, you're perfectly capable of doing this. That's your choice. That's what you want to do. So yeah. Yeah. So where are the ducks? The ducks are all in the backyard now. All 6 of them. The 4 younger ones, they pretty much have most of their feathers in now. Not all of the feathers, so they still got a little fuzz. It looks like a I don't know. It just looks like really fine hair or fur or something. But they're loving it out there. They get the water, they get the little kiddie pool, they get the sprinklers, and they get eat all the little bugs and everything in the ground. And it's just so relaxing to me to just sit out there and watch them. I'll do some work or be doing stuff on my phone, planning things out, and I'll go out there and just watch them. Like, dude, this is so relaxing. Oh, it's great. I just left LaGrange, Indiana a few minutes ago. Gotcha. All right. Well, usually I can't keep up with the chat. You guys are you're like 3 or 4 probably inches down in the chat, and I'm trying to keep up with you. Maybe this week you guys are a little bit more relaxed here. But yeah, anybody who's hopping in the chat right now, who hadn't heard or seen my Instagram post, I do have a video coming out. Not this next video, so this next video is nothing to be. Well, it is what it is. But in 2 videos from now, I've got a pretty big video that I think will be very relevant to everybody and very helpful. I hope it is. Put a lot of time and effort into it. I have a guest appearance or a guest interviewee. First time doing a real, try to do a real interview with somebody, and try to make it as efficient as possible, not rambling, not just, I don't know what's going on, So really try to do that well. So we shall see how that works out. Hopefully it can be a help to everybody during these times. It's made specifically for this situation that we're all in. I don't want to give it away or give too involved with it, but it's going to be a pretty serious video that you need to maybe. I'm not just saying this just to get my ads or views or whatever, but you might want to watch it twice just to make sure you fully got it. It's a deep dive, and it's not your surface level stuff that you can easily. I can easily just spit it out. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty intense. So yeah. Chris, I think I may have made my dog mad this weekend. Uh-oh. What happened, Chris? Talk to us. Brian just smashed a piece of cake too full to type. Oh my word. Uh, pass a piece over here, man. How's the injured toe doing? Hey, appreciate you reaching out here. It's doing just a little bit better. Just been trying to ice it. Anybody who didn't already hear in the chat or the Instagram post, I basically was walking down a driveway and was wet, and I was in flip flops, and I slipped and I caught myself with my toes. I won't get into gory detail here, but my toes are not supposed to go that way. And so my big toe is the main toe, and it is. I was like, is that toe going the right direction? But it ended up being just fine. But I'm pretty sure I sprained my big toe, which is just the dumbest thing to do. But here we are. So just trying to keep off it, not bend it too hard. It does honestly hurt really bad. It's pretty sharp pain. I can put weight on it, but it looks terrible. It's black and blue. And we won't show you a picture of it, but it's something. Michael, what's going on? Daniel, hey buddy, God bless. I'm with Horizon Transport, very slow. I'm thinking about getting the hot shot. What are your thoughts? Michael, I have one person who I know personally who has gotten into hot shot recently, and sorry. It's really working out for him, but it's just a huge learning curve compared to RV transport. So I would say if you're going to do it, just understand, tread lightly, really ask a bunch more questions, a boatload more questions, whatever, all the questions. And just whether you're going to start your own authority or get hired on with somebody, it really is the next level. Just hearing my buddy go through all the issues, brokers, lying to him, throwing him under the bus, all sorts of crazy things. Showing up and the thing that you're supposed to deliver is twice the size and it won't fit on your load. What are you going to do then? I can't even. I don't even know what to say. So more risk, more reward. That's up for you to decide. I don't know. It really depends on where you're at. I don't know what I would do. Craig, my trucking application accepted. Trying to hurry up and get all my requirements done, but you guys are discouraging me a bit with the talk of the load boards that are empty. Craig, I understand, man. This is just simply uncharted territory. Things might bounce back. Eventually, the hiccups in the supply chain, in theory, should start to be smaller and less shortages, and things should pick up. There's no guarantees in life, so that's the best I can offer. That's kind of my thought overall. Clearly, people are still buying, RVs. It's definitely happening. We're behind. I mean, there's for some companies, they've probably even already sold these units. They're already sold, but they haven't even made them yet. So that definitely means that there's loads coming our way. It's just a matter of when and how long is that going to take? Uncharted times. I wish I could give a more concrete answer. I can't. Until we have some more information. Let's see. Looks like you got a fresh haircut. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, we at some point the hair goes, and obviously we're thinning up here. It's real cute, but on the sides it's so thick and it just turned into a bush, and my head gets so hot and I get so sweaty. I'm just like, man, the summertime we just gotta. I mean, just the whole way around here, the whole horseshoe effect here, and then in the middle we're just kind of hanging on for dear life. with the hair. So we'll see how the middle goes. But yeah, appreciate that, man. Driving voice to text is a pain. Oh, gotcha, Pastor Anthony. Tim, what's going on? With all RV companies, Fleetwood, Keystone, any others? They also haul for Jayco. Did you already say Keystone? Keystone. What's the other main one? Keystone, Fleetwood, Jayco. There's another huge one. Oh my word. There's another big one, Tim. I just can't remember. My mom isn't too keen on dogs, so he has to stay outside. In fact, he is the reason I kicked myself. I did. Oh my word. I got you, Chris. Len Daniels, what's going on? It's going to explode wide open when part shortages is all over. Yeah, whenever when the stars align and the shortages are no longer short. It's a technical term. I think it's going to be absolute bananas. I think it's going to be absolutely insane in the best way possible for us. Because what that's going to mean is old and hot loads going all over the place and transport companies absolutely desperate to get them there as soon as possible. So that means they're going to be paying drivers to not stay at home. They're going to be paying drivers stupid more money, incentive money, on top of the money we're already doing right now. If they have an older hot load, they're probably paying more money per mile already. I mean, they already are. It just is. So when the explosion happens, which I think it will be an explosion, I'm with you, Len. That's going to be the case. But how long is it going to take? How bad is the squeeze going to be until then? It's kind of a waiting game. Who can wait each other out, kind of a thing. I guess the transport companies aren't trying to wait us out, but that's just how it's going to go. I agree with you. I'll be doing one soon. Thermal bypass block. Okay, gotcha. The thermal bypass block. I've heard of that having issues with the 13 plus for the Rams. Evidently, that's not the case for the 12s and older. I've heard. So I don't know if that's a thing for me or not. If we're talking about the same thing, but that'll be interesting to hear how that goes. Brandon Small, hey, just stopped the night in Canada. Wow, headed to Alaska. Woo-hoo! You monster. We'll be glad when I get there. Oh my word. Yeah, that's gonna take you some time. Be safe up there, man. JQ, good evening all. Just stopped in Hershey, Nebraska on my way to Bakersfield, California. I've delivered there. It's been quite a while since I've been to California, but I remember dropping off in Bakersfield. I'd say hang in there. It will work out. That's kind of where I'm at too, but depending on people's financial situations, maybe it could be tougher to kind of do that. Go through that. 2022, when election time happens, parts will appear. Oh dear. I wouldn't be shocked. I understand. That makes sense to me, but other people are not willing to maybe look at that for the correlation here. Michael. Hotshot is a whole different ballpark. I started a company last January and sold it. So talk to the guy who now owns the company. Forest River, Devil Dog, you nailed it. Thank you for jumping in here. Forest River is the other huge one for Synergy. Wow. Yeah. Keystone and Forest River are pretty much the main ones. And then Jayco, and then I've only seen a few Fleetwood. So, yeah. I've seen since my high school algebra teacher. There you go. Yes, sir. Thank you, Craig. Nailed me. Nailed me. Oh, my word. Brian, with the shortage of parts, many of these finished units that are sold will be considered hot deliveries. That's why they want drivers close to the yards. Yeah, Brian, same wavelength, man. They're going to be desperate, wanting you to take them as quickly as possible so they can show on their numbers, hey, we're getting them out, so give us more, overall. So for sure. Forest River, yep. What company hauls for Airstream? Tim, I don't know. The dealership I used to work at in Calgary is out of new stock and only received what they can get. They're sold out of new stock until first of the year. Ooh, wow. David McDaniel, what's going on? Headed to Five Washington, stop tonight somewhere in Montana. Montana's forgettable as well. So, had a bad experience in Montana. So a little bitter about that. But somewhere in Montana sounds about right. Kenneth, is it supposed to be 106 degrees here in California on Tuesday? Kenneth, man, you gotta stick your head in a bucket full of ice or something, man. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. Oh, wow. That's the real deal. Lyle, Forest River is the largest manufacturer. I definitely believe it, yeah. Forest River is the largest manufacturer for Synergy. Those are the most that I see in Synergy's yards. We were just talking about what manufacturer Synergy hauls for. I applied for my passport. Okay, gotcha. I got your back. What was the bad experience? It wasn't anything that I should have specified. It was anything to do specifically with RV transport. I can't even. I'll share the story. Briefly, very, very brief. I was preemptively wanting to before I even started the YouTube channel. So what, 2 or 3 years ago, I wanted to preemptively buy some injectors because my injectors actually died at 405, so 200,000 miles ago. So that was sometime after I actually looked into getting injectors. So basically, found this guy who lived in Montana. And it was through all these memories just came flooding back to me. So upsetting. Basically, off of the recommendation of another YouTuber. I wasn't a YouTuber at that time. I hadn't even made the channel yet. There was a guy who had a YouTube channel with a third-gen truck, third-generation Ram 3500, or he might have had a 2500, whatever it is. And so he said it was his friend. He said it was his friend, and that you call this guy, and he does remanufactured injectors, and he'll save you a bunch of money. And I trusted the YouTuber because he seemed as genuine as possible. And so I called this guy because I said, listen, I'm wanting to preemptively have injectors on me. I'm assuming I can save some money if possible. I don't need any crazy injectors. I need reliable stock injectors, and I'd like to preemptively buy them now. Fantastic. Let me send you the invoice. You can pay it. It'll take me a couple weeks to either buy injectors that are used or whatever. I have the proper machine to be able to clean them, to test them, to get them zeroed in, because we're talking about like 20,000 psi fuel being sprayed, like craziness, and it's got to be right. And so he says, I have the incredibly thousands and thousands of dollars of a machine to be able to do that, to be able to get it basically sighted in like a scope, get each individual injector sighted in. I'm like, wow, this dude knows what he's talking about. Like, he's like for real, and he's building this business. Like, that's incredible. That's a huge business online. That'd be great. So I paid him. I paid him through a debit card. At the time, I had leftover money from a student loan, not a student loan, from a student, whatever it was, that I had paid. I was still in school. But man, I'll get into the weeds of it. Basically, I paid with a card that I couldn't dispute with. If I paid with any other card, I could have disputed it with. But it took 2 weeks. I called, texted, hey, oh yeah, sorry, we're getting it going. We're gonna make it happen. Da, 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 da. Okay, when? Oh, next week. Okay, I understand. Appreciate it. Just let me know. Not trying to be too needy. Not trying to be too, when. Give me my parts. Da, da, da. I get it. You're owning a business. You're doing what you got to do. I understand. So continues on for several more weeks. I'm like, listen, guy, like, it's been a couple months now. Like, this is getting for real. I've paid you. I need he finally said, oh, it's coming in the mail. It's coming in the mail. Oh, okay. Give me a tracking number. If you don't give me a tracking number, I will be calling my bank and taking you to court. Like, whatever I can do, I don't even know. I'm going to find out. Long story short, across state lines, having issues with that specific card that I used, it's not allowed to actually dispute. I had all this bunch of crazy stuff. So I went back to the YouTuber. I was like, hey, man, you gave me a recommendation because it's your buddy. Who is this dude? Like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, I just met this guy and, whatever. Whoa. You just met him? You're recommending things to people on YouTube saying that they're your friend. And you don't know them. They're not your friend. You just met them. And you're going to get a little kickback of money because you sent people to this dude who evidently, did you ever get your injectors? And he said, no, not yet. All this to say, I lost over $1,000. The YouTuber ended up getting some injectors that were bad. The guy blocked me on my phone. I called a diesel shop in Montana. This is all a crazy story. This guy was located in Montana. I called the one place in Montana that actually does it. And I'm talking to the owner. He's like, wait a second, what? There's a guy who lives there who does this? No. I am the only one who does this. There's no one else in the state who does this. No one in Montana does this except me. If they did, I would know. Oh. He's like, let me, try to help you. And, he gave a bogus address, all this craziness. It's just terrible. Man, I almost forgot about that. But yeah, that's why Montana can burn. Because of that one dude. Man, it was a bad time. That was a bad time. But I'm not bitter, I've still got a little anger. That was not cool, man. Robbing people to their face. And it's just a joke. I mean, oh, man. I got scammed pretty good. Where are we at? My local dealership got real stocked up on a couple months ago, but it's slim pickings right now on their lot. Gotcha, Craig. Did you ever try U-Ship? I haven't. I don't. Donnie, what's going on? Glad to have you here. Brian, hey, where are the bandits? Usually they stop in and they haven't dropped a video for a few days. I don't know. They're usually here. They're always here. Hopefully everything's okay. I do know that they did say last time I heard from them that they're taking quite a bit of time at home. Going to stay more local, and so I don't think they have videos they're pumping out right now. That's the last thing I heard. I don't know how long that was going to last, though. So, yeah. Hello, Donnie. Guess Marcus and Judy, we get to take a vacation. Gotcha, Devil Dog. Yeah, they get a little break. Judy definitely deserves it. She's doing 20 things at one time. She's unlike any other dispatcher I've ever seen. Hello all. One more month until you go full time. Can't wait. Until you go full time? Or good deal. Brian, I think they're taking a few weeks to ride the bikes. Yeah, gotcha. Any thoughts on what to do? Situation in truck, but no lug key to remove a tire if I need to. Anyone? Oh my word. That's not good. I don't know. Reset channel, fair winds. What is going on, sir? Glad to have you here. That's horrible. Scammers are the worst. Craig, man. There's not that many people who can get underneath my skin and really bum me out and get me, seriously upset. That dude was one of them in my life. At the end of the day, for myself, I just, I'm not the judge of every person. God can handle people like that. So, not my problem. Even though I want it to be my problem. I've been hauling for RVs and want to know if you have heard of any trouble with the electronic brakes or sugar fifth wheels. Ron, I have not. This is the first I've heard of any issues with electronic brakes. Maybe you're the first to bring it up of many, but I have not heard a word about that. If all else fails, put an impact on it and twist it off, or check with the parts store and see if anybody has a key. Yeah, online. Somebody's got to have one online, I would assume. Somebody somewhere. Bands for motorcycle camping. Okay, gotcha. They're out camping, man. With their motorcycles. When I delivered on Friday, the salesman said it was probably already sold. Oh my word. They're not messing around. Mandates are bandits, not mandates. Well, sorry. Oh my word. Not the mandates, but the bandits are taking some personal time camping, I believe. Lay hands on that dude. Oh yeah, the guy in Montana. That was 2 or 3 years ago now. And wow. Anger is what I had. And it just is what it is. Oh, man. Bandits, yes. They're probably riding. Hello, Casey. Go to a big tire store like Monteith's Tire. They can probably get you one. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The bigger, the better. They probably got more options and all that. Oh, man. Well, guys, it's 9:38. We've been at it for an hour 20 here shortly. I think we're going to shut her down here. I'm going to finish up eating some food and say hi to my wife. So let's see. Okay, Daniel, thank you. Just wondering, I've pulled 4. I've had the brakes intermittently going out. Huh. Well, unless I've done this, I appreciate it. Huh. Yeah. On all the Facebook groups and stuff, I've not heard any chatter on that at all. So that's hopefully. Well, I guess I'll just say this: are you for sure it's only been that model, that brand? Could it be your truck? Could it be a fuse? Is there any type of connector? We plug in the 7-pin to our 7-pin connector at the bumper pull through our bumper or whatever at the back of our truck, or in the bed if you've got the extra thing in the bed. On the other side of that, it has to plug into that to be able to obviously connect to the harness and all that. Maybe it's loose. Maybe you're hitting. I would just kind of start the process. When does it lose connection? When you hit a bump? When you make a turn at higher speeds opposed to lower speeds? Maybe it's your truck. I don't know. Just start with that. But if it's only on those specific trailers, then yeah, maybe that's my next thought would be, okay, well, let's find out about this manufacturer. What's going on here? So yeah, appreciate that, Ron. Donnie, that was some awesome footage of your camping trip. Fairwinds, falling seas. Oh man, I still haven't watched the full thing. I need to watch it. His full video of overlanding, rolling out there, craziness. Got to talk with him on the phone about it, but sounded like an incredible time going out there and just making things happen. So very cool, very cool. I'm gonna hop off here. Appreciate you everybody joining me. Love chatting with you. Love talking. Keeps me cracking up. That's for sure. So I will hopefully heal up this week. Get my toe in working order instead of black and blue. And I'm going to be doing the dumpster hustle, running my dumpster rental business this week since there's no loads. I'll probably be doing some DoorDash, Grubhub. I will probably have time to chat on the phone if you guys want to talk on the phone. I know there's a few people who've reached out more recently. I've been really busy the last couple days here, so I'm going to try to get back with a few people. If you want to talk on the phone, if you've got questions, if I can help with anything, let me know. I would love to do that. And I will catch you guys later. Hopefully you have a safe week this coming up week. If you are home and you got no loads and you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, find one part of your truck that you have not maintained and you have no idea how to do it, and research the ridiculousness out of it, and try to do some maintenance. Do some things that maybe it's out of your comfort zone. Piece it together. There's help out there. I just want to put that challenge out there to you guys. I appreciate you stopping in. Be safe, guys, if you are out on the road. And we'll catch you next time. Have a good one, guys. God bless.